What is going on out there, peeps? Okay, a lot of you guys keep asking me, when do you think the dinar is going to revalue? When do you think the Vietnam dong is going to revalue? When do you think the revaluation for gold and silver is going to happen? Well, there's a lot of educated guesses you can take, but actually, I think we have our first major hint on when we're going to see some movement on gold and silver. Okay, so I'm going to get into that because these are some of the things I was talking about before. But let's okay. And also, you guys have been asking me, how come I don't talk about money metals exchange anymore? I just didn't want to keep bombarding you guys with like commercials. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm still working with money metals exchange. You guys, by all means, go there to buy your gold and silver. Okay, but it's not that we didn't stop working together. We do. I just didn't. People were kind of complaining that I kept bringing this up all the time, and I don't want to ruffle people's feathers. You guys already know I have a working relationship with Money Metals. So you guys, they're still go there, all right? They're the right place to go. Again, real quick, I got Pimpy's Investment Chat. It's my Facebook group with the same name as my YouTube channel. All right, there's a link in the description. It is free to come and join. Just like there's a link so you can go to the website for Money Metals. It'll be in there as well. All right, and then we have the hidden things in front of your eyes. In here, we talk about NESARA, GESARA in here. Also, current events, political things, as well as some things that people think are conspiracy. Let's start talking about gold and silver again, because I keep telling you guys we're getting to this place, to this point where I think we're going to see something happen very, very soon. It was my opinion that whatever is going to happen needed to happen before the election time. Whatever it is, it's going to definitely send Trump in probably one of the largest landscape re-elections ever. So gold has gone up above the 1800 threshold, and it's still sitting there. This means it's supportive. This is good. This is one of the thresholds that we wanted to break. It has been slowly bouncing kind of back and forth between the 1806 and 1801 level, but it's still supported. This is a great sign. I love this. This is what I'm looking for. Silver has broke the $19 threshold, and it's consistently staying there again. Again, this means these two levels are supported. When I say they're supported, that means that people are willing to pay that price and keep it at that price. They are saying that this is the true value. I'm going to tell you right now that it's not the true value. Okay, the real value is way higher than what you're being shown on the spot market. All right, I've made tons of videos explaining to you guys, that there is more debt that when you look at the national debt clock, although it does give you a pretty good idea of where the value is, I think it's severely still undervalued. Now, if you come over here, you guys, I have, look at, just like NESARA, GESARA, I have this, and the links will be in my descriptions. For those of you like the NESARA, GESARA videos, I made a playlist for you, so you don't have to keep going through there and trying to search for them all with all the videos that I've done. You can just come here, push play, or select one individually. I actually have one for gold and silver as well. So that link will be in the description. So if you just want to play and listen to these ones here, you have access to them. Okay, I just wanted to show you that. There are these playlists. Well, this is definitely on the wrong playlist, but nonetheless, it's there. Okay, so again, gold at 1800, silver at $19 are holding at those levels. That's because people are wising up and they are buying a ton of gold and silver for what's coming. Okay, so I'm looking at Zach's Industry. This is a posting. They were doing an outlook on Alexco, one of the ones that we watch, First Majestic as well. So it goes on to make some kind of predictions, but I want to get to the point that's really, really important. Where is it at? Did I pass it up? Okay, right here. Silver, unrivaled characteristics make it an indispensable component for many industrial products. In fact, industrial applications account for roughly 60% of the global silver consumption. 60% of the global consumption is for industrial uses. Silver is second only to oil in industrial uses. The more they use silver, the more scarce it becomes. That's why I've said to people, the traditional or the historic silver to gold ratio was usually around 15 to 1. In other words, it would take 15 ounces of silver to equal 1 ounce of gold. That ratio has now blown up. It's somewhere around, I believe, 95 or 96 ounces of silver for 1 ounce of gold. Eventually, in my opinion, you're going to see that ratio or that gap close as gold will take off, or silver will take off like a bat out of hell, and eventually come close to, if not catch, or even pass gold up in value. It's my opinion only because of its commercial uses, and then a lot of experts are now saying the same thing. Okay, so anyways, I just want to show you that. Look at 60% of the global consumption is for industrial. You know, the solar panels that are being used, you know, a lot of your TVs, computers all have this product in there. That's why, again, it's still a great investment to physically own. So you don't want to, you know, buy paper, buy shares of it. You want to actually physically own and hold the gold and silver in your possession. All right, it's important for that. So anyways, this goes on to say gold storms past the 18 towards a new record. Okay, so here it is. Gold pushes above the 1800 an ounce on Wednesday. This is last Wednesday for the first time since 2011. With the analysts expecting further gains as investors stock up on the asset, they expect to hold its value while the coronavirus convulsed to the global economy. So it's going to go beyond that because we're going back to the gold standard. Spot gold prices surged 40% in the last 18 months. So this is completing since it's completing that cup-shaped graph that Lynette Zane talks about, which we call a healthy growth. All right. So it dropped gradually and then went back up gradually. And in my opinion, we're not going to ever see gold at this level again. Spot gold prices surged 40% in the last 14 months, and we are within striking distance of the 2011 $1,920 an ounce record. We'll be challenging 2,000 by the end of the year. I think it's going to be sooner than that, and I'm going to show you why. So you're asking me if I have an idea when gold and silver is going to change? Yeah, I kind of do have an idea now, and I'm going to show you that. So it goes on here to talk about silver. Silver is up past its level, and it started to go towards $20 an ounce. I told you if silver starts pushing towards $20 an ounce and go towards 19, you're going to see it take off. Silver seems to be climbing at a much more healthier and faster rate than gold is, percentage-wise. So again, it's more people can afford silver than they can gold, and so I tell you guys to stack up on it. A lot of you have been doing that. A lot of you have bought a lot. All right. So I don't want you to feel like there's no time, even though I'm going to show you there's a possibility of our first movement on gold and silver is going to happen here very, very soon. But you still have enough time between now and when I think that's going to happen. Okay. So look at this. Gold poised for the 5th weekly gain as virus cases surge. You could blame the virus. I mean, that's a good reason. It affects the economy. When the economy goes poor, rich people know to turn to gold and silver as a safe haven. All right. So you're asking about, do we have an idea of what's going to go first? The dinar, the dong? Maybe. I say gold and silver. It had to go first. Okay. So this article here, I'll leave a link for you guys to come and read it. Let's talk about the new dollar backed by gold coming this October. What do you think that does to the value of gold and silver? So I've been telling people in my videos that Trump seems to be handing out dollar bills, weakening the Fed's, buying up secured assets and pumping out money, weakening the dollar. I think he's trying to crash the dollar, and he's trying to crash the Fed. Everybody knows he doesn't like the Fed. I've been telling you that's his plan all along. They've been buying up a ton of debt. They're basically sandbagging a private bank. That's the Federal Reserve. It's not a government bank. It's not a government institution. It is a privately owned bank. So Trump is loading it up with debt. So as he weakens the dollar, I was telling people that, there's this new special Jones rights that, all these countries want to push us into, which I said was a bad situation. And I showed you an article why they said we, the Americans, or any other country should go away from whatever this new SDR thing is, because all it is just another made up fiat currency BS that's going to be controlled by some very rich and powerful people. We don't want that. We want to put the power back into the hands of the people. And how do you do that? Is by making sure that their money has actual value. Fiat currency, which is a currency that we use now, has no value. It only has a value to it because they told us it had a value and we accepted that. But as they keep pumping money out like they're giving out candy, eventually people are going to start losing faith in the dollar. It's already happening. They're weakening the dollar. It's already happening. In here, it's talking about Trump moving us away from the IMF, the SDR basket. So if we move from there, they're predicting that we're going to see a drop in the value of the US dollar worldwide by 80%. So here it is. So rumor and big fear is that the IMF may opt to remove the U.S. from the global SDR basket, effectively reducing the U.S. veto rights from the world stage. SDRs would then be a step closer to replacing the greenbacks as the world's reserve currency. Considering the potential damage that the Fed's QE will inflict on the dollar, weaken its status as the world currency, the potential IMF move towards replacing the greenbacks in the SDR basket would cause a massive devaluation of the dollar, possibly up to 80%. So if our currency weakens against other currency, what's that do to other currencies like the Iraqi dinar or the Vietnam dong? What does it do if our currency is weakened by 80%? Well, that means their currency strengthens by 80% over our currency. That means the value, the exchange rate changes. Ours will decrease, theirs will increase. See how that works? People were saying, I don't know how they're going to afford to do any kind of revaluation. Well, you could if you could find a way to severely weaken the US dollar. That will happen. So an 80% drop in its value, well, that's pretty big. As much as President Trump has been influencing the Fed actions despite the bank's statement to the contrary, having pressure their 180 turn from raising to cutting rates amid balance sheet reductions. President Trump has never been a fan of the Feds. We know that. And we also know that his gold standard sidekick, Judy Shelton, is aboard on this, with the Fed pledging to load up its balance sheets and with the nation's debt skyrocketing to heights unprecedented. It seems as if the bank and nation would be heading towards a state of insolvency. But this is where things get interesting. With the IMF attempting to pull off a physical reckoning minus the US dollar, President Trump may, as his advisor Judy Shelton has been advocating, and as President Kennedy tried to do in 1963, pull off a global reckoning. In other words, try to pull one on me, I'll pull one on you. A global reckoning of his own by issuing U.S. Treasury notes backed by gold. I've been saying this now for how long? I believe there was a guy in Mr. Brando's group who wanted to bet me 20 million dinars that we would not go back to the gold currency. And I said, no, keep your money because we're going to go. It's not that I didn't believe we're going to go. I know we're going to go. But check this out. You guys will love this. The new dollars would be pegged to gold, possibly at the modest starting point of $10,000 or even higher, effectively returning the gold standard. So what's that do? What is 10,000 or higher? That means you have to raise the what? You have to raise the value of the gold. At the very minimum, it's going to be $10,000 an ounce. This might happen between now and October. I told you, get ready. Most likely, you're going to start seeing increases in pretty large increments starting this year. It's going to happen very, very soon. It looks like this is a big possibility. Now, having said that, this is my opinion only, that it's going to happen. Even this article saying that it's possible. That doesn't mean there might not be something coming around the corner that might slow it down. But I'm saying if you're one of these people that's been procrastinating on whether or not you should invest in some physical gold and silver, now you're seeing there is a time clock, possibly. And that time clock gives you only a couple of short months. Rest of July, August, September, then we are into October. I want you to think about that. This is a possibility. So following a massive plunge in the dollar value, we'd see a surge in gold prices. And with the new dollars, a surge in gold-backed dollar values as well. So we might lose 80% of our value. You might see some quick windows happen here. You might see what looks like currencies increasing in value against the US dollar once they're removed from the SDR basket. Currencies like the Iraqi dinar, the Vietnam dong. That's why we need President Trump when Al-Kadhimi comes over here to announce the sovereignty has been reinstated in Iraq. Do you see how we need these things to happen? And they seem to be happening one right after the other. If that happens and they remove the restrictions, hold on to your damn currencies. Because if we do this here and they remove us from the SDR basket, those currencies are going to fly up as ours flies down. You would turn around and exchange your currency. You would get your monies. You would hurry up and pump it into gold and silver. That's what you should do. And then be prepared. I told you there's some short windows of opportunities for all of us to ride a wave of wealth. You would see the largest transformation of wealth ever in recorded history. So following a massive plunge in dollar values, we'd see a surge in gold prices, and with the new dollars, a surge in gold-backed values. I think you all see where the dangers and more importantly, the opportunities are as we approach October's deadline. We already know Trump is not playing, man. He's pulling out of the United Nations. He pulled out of the Paris agreements. He's pulling us out of the WHO organization. All that's money our country is saving. He's making the feds buy up debt like it's going out of style. More and more people are in my group show me that their entire debts are being paid off. There's no student loans, there's no mortgages, and there's no credit card debt. Does that mean you shouldn't pay your debt? No, continue to, but monitor it. And if it falls off your credit report, just don't assume it's gone. You need to call your creditor and verify that that debt is gone. That's what I did. That's what you should do. There he is. Good Friday prayer in the Oval Office. People could mock Trump all they want. He is known as the praying president. Kim Clement told you that there would be a president coming in. He'd be known as the praying president. Trump's nickname is the praying president. All those Trump haters are bashing him saying, oh, he's not a Christian. He's in. Yeah, well, he might not have been, but once he got to the White House, I'm pretty sure a lot of that's changed. There are complaints by his own staff that Trump spends way too much time praying throughout the day. He got himself a praying vice president. All right, you guys? So you guys wanted to know, hey, is there any hints? Is there any way of knowing? Yeah, here's your first major clue. But also for the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnam dong. Think about this. If they remove us from the SDR basket and our dollar plunges in value, that means other currencies against ours will increase in value. That's when you make your exchange. But we can't do that until Iraq, at least, has their sovereignty reinstated. I think Trump knows he needs to do this. It's a major block against the globalists to allow them to have their own sovereignty and remove the restrictions off their currency so they can independently grow without that arm of the globalists keeping them from doing that. And to be quite honest, you can see how this is all part of NESARA, GESARA, because this changes prosperity around the world for those individuals who are in the know and are positioning themselves to do so. Look, I know a lot of you are trying your damnedest to find a way to buy silver. Please don't stop. Keep going. You're doing a good job. I told you a little story about the kids. They love it. They're out there collecting cans, and they've now got up to a nice little stack of them. There's somebody in one of my posts said, you know what? I'm spending $40 a week on vaping. I stopped vaping because it's important. That's $40 a week you could be putting into gold and silver. You know what I mean? Reduce your drinking. Forget your Starbucks coffee. You know what I mean? Maybe you cancel a service that you have briefly. You know what I mean? Do what you can to start storing up. Do you really need, this sounds crazy. I'm just saying these are just suggestions. Look around your house. Have yard sales. Have a bake sale. You know what I mean? Find a way. I've shown you all kinds of videos that this is coming. I've been telling people since 2018 we are closer than ever before. When I was on that other YouTube channel, I told you guys, and then I got yelled at and hung up on, and they said there's no damn zombie apocalypse coming. You guys remember that? And then we started the inside joke of the Golden Zombie Nation, which was Pimpy's Pimpy's zombie army. In other words, those are people who believed that we were going back to the gold standard. We would just jokingly say the golden zombie apocalypse is coming. Well, guess what? The golden zombie apocalypse of all months, ironically, is going to happen here in October during Halloween. Are you guys going to be prepared? Are you ready? Are you out there finding ways? I hope you're not procrastinating. Look, in the worst case scenario, you get the gold and silver. If you ever need it, just sell it. It sells real easy. It's getting kind of scarce. Everybody knows where I tell you guys to go to buy your gold and silver. I will continue to tell you that's a good place to go. We are still working together. I just don't want to keep putting that like a commercial in your face. That's, you know what I mean? People are like, oh, come on, I'm watching your videos for this. Like, oh, look, I get it. But I still will mention them. So Money Metals is the place to go, all right? All right, so you guys, that's where your first biggest hint is, that a move on gold and silver might happen soon. That's also one of your biggest hints that there might be a change in the values of the Iraqi dinar and Vietnam dong, all happening around the same window. This is why Al-Qademi most likely is coming here in July. All right, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. This looks great, you guys. I'll catch you later.